Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's thought for the day. Another glorious day out there, lovely blue sky. Good doing a weather forecast from up here. Um, is it really you? That could mean many things, couldn't it? Um, I had great privilege the weekend to be able to take the two services at Catherington and Clanfield as our first gathered worship after this lockdown period of lockdown. And so I was scurrying through, finding the readings and finding my sermons from previous years to see what I'd written, to see how it could help me today. And I sort of read through them and thought, oh, yeah, this is a good one. I can pick this one out. I can go with that. And read the first paragraph on there. And I had this sensation of God saying, okay, you've read enough. Put it aside. Now go back and read the passages again. Go back and read both the Gospel of Luke and the bits in Acts. And just sit down and think about them. So I did. I thought, okay, I'll go back and think about them. And in previous sermons, talks, reflections, I've invariably referred to the fact that the Bible is a living book. It was, it is, and it is to come in the same way that Jesus was, is, and is to come. And it suddenly I realised here we have a picture of the disciples locked in this, possibly the upper room still, we're not sure, and if it was the room or like the room I visited when I was in the Holy Land last, there was one door in and one door out opposite, and otherwise it was a very dark room. And here they were, shut in for fear of their lives. I'm thinking, wow, what's happening here? Here we are, a year on, many of us, shut in for the fear of our lives. And I'm thinking how one lays over the other one. How one, here we have the disciples in that room, and here we are on top. And of course, as Jesus is saying, peace be with you. Peace, that beautiful word that only Jesus can say in that particular way. Peace be with you. And so I was thinking, yeah, that's that. That sort of lays over very much where we are now and what is happening in our lives now. There's also that bit in Acts where we hear, saying, you didn't believe, did you? You really didn't believe what was happening. We told you what was going to happen. It happened, but you still didn't believe. And how much of that lies over our lives in different areas of where we go? We're told something's going to happen. If you go down that road, this is what's going to happen. Oh, yeah, okay. And you go down the road and it happens. And then you look around and say, well, who can I blame for this? But back to that, the Luke passage there, where all of a sudden the disciples are thinking, oh, we know the voice. Is it? Is it really you? Can it be you? Is it somebody mimicking you? And Jesus says again, look, I'm here. Look at my hands, look at my feet, feel me. A ghost doesn't have flesh and bones. And just to push the point even further, have you got anything to eat? And they gave him some broiled fish. And, it's this reality. And I sort of sat and thought, that sort of lays over certain areas in my life. And when Alan was in the army, we hadn't been married very long. We were living in quarters in Maidstone. And he was like a detachment, and they went out to Africa with the regiment. And we were given the dates of when they were going to come back. 6 months later, it was a long time, 6 months. And so I was all getting prepared, went to bed that night. He was coming back in the afternoon of the following day. And I heard this knock on the door at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, it was also the time when we had the troubles in Northern Ireland. And instant fear. I was petrified. What was going to happen when I opened that front door. Were we going to be told to clear the block because we had had problems locally? I opened the door, a tiny little bit, all wrapped up in my dressing gown, ready to make a run, and the hall lights were out. So there was the first bit of fear. Middle floor of a block of flats, no hall light. And there was this sort of shadow of a face there. And all I could see was the whites of their eyes, because my husband goes a lovely brown when he gets in the sun. I go lobster and he goes tanned. And then he said to me, "Come on, you Nana, let me in. Go and put the kettle on. I could do with a cup of tea." That was the words that came. Oh, is it really you? Oh, it's you. Fantastic. There was that joy, that sudden release. And I'm sure that many of you have also had similar experiences in your own lifetime where you could go and sit and think, where does that lie over the experiences of the disciples? How close is my life in line with their lives? So I give you a challenge. When you get time, particularly when the weather's still nice, take a cup of tea or coffee down to your favourite spot somewhere and just sit and think back to where you might have said, "Is it really you? Are you really here? Why does my life actually meet with those disciples?" Oh, give it a go. See what you come up with. It might be quite surprising. Anyway, have a lovely day. I hope to see you next week. Enjoy the sunshine. I'm sure April's still got a few tricks up its sleeves to throw at us. Take care now. See you later. Be safe. Be very, very safe. Bye.